Welcome back to Realm of Rolls. If you're enjoying the show, make sure you're following or subscribed wherever you listen so you never miss an episode. If you'd like to support the podcast, you can find us on Patreon, where you can access behind-the-scenes content. You can also join our Discord to chat with us, talk theories, and keep up with campaign news. Links to both are in the episode bio. With that said, previously on Duskbound. The Wildflowers survived a brutal assault from the deep, with Silas thrown across the deck, Ayaan-Jin crushed within a tentacle's grip, Crest holding the line with radiant magic, and Torran fighting from beneath the waves. A point-blank cannon blast finally ended the creature's attack, but the danger is far from over. The ship now turns for open water, only for the compass to spin, the wind to die, and the sea to fall unnaturally still. The island, it seems, is not ready to let them go. This is Episode 9, Current Affairs. You are left with this sea that is flat and mirror-like. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm warning the captain. I'm stood next to him going, we need to go back to shallow waters.
Okay.
As much as I hate to admit it, sir, I think he may be right.
I think everybody would have caught up with that. I think even Ayaan-Jin, obviously being, a sea and land-based race, I think he would definitely have clocked onto that, and I think he'd probably be just looking curiously around to see what everybody else was making of it.
Okay. So as you've said this, you've said this to the captain, and the captain has very obviously, taken a look and leant over the side of the railing to look down at the water surface. And pretty much everyone either side of the ship has almost split and congregated at the rails. Everyone looking down to, either looking out, but everyone eventually looking down to the mirror-like surface of the water. And as you look into the water, each of you, you see yourselves reflected back like a mirror, like a perfect mirror, a perfect reflection, slightly lilac tinged. As you watch, it's almost entrancing, the smoothness and the reflectivity of this surface. And as you watch, start with Torran. Can you please roll me a d4?
I got a 4. I have no idea what that does.
Very nice. Okay. Torran.
Who for?
As you look into the water, the scene morphs and changes. Your reflection warping, becoming something other than your own reflection. As your focus narrows to the view that you see. Mike. I would like you, in as much detail as you wish, I would like you to describe something that Torran would see in the water. Something from Torran's background, your character backstory, something that he regrets.
Oh, you bitch. Can everyone else see this?
For the purposes of this, I'm going to say yes.
All of you, the image shifts and changes. A warm orange light spreads across the lilac, and the form comes into view of a mountain. What first appears to be a mountain. A town then forms to your left, and you realise you're sat on a ship coming out of an estuary. As it leaves the estuary, you can see this town burning, ships burning in the in the ships burning in the docks where they were berthed. And rising up over this is a large cliff face. Sat atop it is a citadel, what can only be described in scale as a citadel of a castle. And then rising above it appears to be a woman in white robes with copper hair and a heron encircling her. That's what you see.
Okay. Excellent. Silas. Gus.
Hello.
Roll me a d4, please.
D4. I got a toe.
A 2. Okay. As Silas looks into the water, this scene, which wasn't your own, fades and dissipates, the bright orange burning, turning back into that muted lavender. And another reflection takes its place. Gus, you are going to describe as, for Silas, I'm assuming as PG as possible, a possible future that you think Silas would imagine. Something that he might want his future to look like.
Ooh. Picture a night at a tavern. People spread out, enjoying themselves, having the greatest of times. And Silas walks in. Everybody turns to him, looks to him, raises their glasses to him. It's like, yay! Silas is here! Yay! All hail the great Silas! And just adore everybody's like, Silas just buys drinks for everyone. He's just adored by the masses. But secretly, he's like, I'm better than them.
Excellent. Is it that kind of scene where you've got a woman draped across both arms and giggling up to you? Kind of that kind of scene.
Oh, yeah, I don't enter with them, but they just suddenly come in.
They flock to you.
They flock.
I'm thinking like an Iron Man, like Tony Stark / Bruce Wayne sort of scenario going on here. Just rich, wealthy, and loved by all.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do we see Silas wearing?
From them all and they don't realise.
What do we see Silas wearing?
Assless chaps.
Oh, only the most finest of garbs, gold trimmed and purples and blues and.
Excellent. So you see this scene form in front of you, and you look down. You're like, yes. As you watch this scene kind of appear, this resplendent scene. And everyone else can see the scene. All of your companions around you see the scene as you strut your stuff. And very quickly the tankard's empty and the scene fades away into, again, that muted lavender colour. Ayaan-Jin, Mother, please roll me a d4.
That would be a 2.
A 2. Very nice. So, what you are going to describe for me is something that Ayaan-Jin would see. A memory of his.
Right.
Any memory you want. Good, bad, whatever you want, and however you wish to describe it.
I think the overarching memory that would come back would be one from a couple of years previously. As he looks into the lilac still waters, and what is reflected back at him would be his eyes would open, and he finds himself on deck squinting hard into the reflection which is blinding back at him, as sunlight obliterates his vision. As his vision starts to adjust to the light levels, he starts spitting, as if he is spitting from his own mouth, but in his vision he is spitting sand granules that grit between his teeth. He can almost feel the crunching as if it were genuinely there. And as he looks from his outstretched position on a beach in a gully, just slumped on the edge of a sandy gully, he looks down a beach to see people, colleagues, people he knew, lying in pools of their own blood. He drags himself to his feet, surveying the scene, realising that not everybody that was there is actually on the beach. Some people are missing. And he sees a fire from the previous evening still smouldering, smoke drifting off it, but just splashes of blood as he walks across the beach are staining. And as the beach washes in, like the sea washes in and out, he can see that staining dragging into the colour of the receding waves. That's what he would see. And he would have this overwhelming feeling of fear, confusion, anger, quietly raging inside. And he would see and feel all of this. He would find himself grinding his teeth, as if there were grains of sand still stuck between them.
You grind your teeth and you can hear and feel the rolling of granules, the cracking and the crunching, until that turns into just the grinding of your molars as your teeth are gritted and the vision fades from the water. Crest, that leaves you. Rikh, can you please roll me a d4?
I can, and we get a 3.
A 3, lovely. I've just lost my sheet. Where is it?
So what happens when we roll a 3?
Yeah.
It is the magic number.
Can you roll me another one, please, Rikh?
A 1.
Very good. Rikh, you are in a slightly unique position with Crest because you don't have most of your memories.
Yeah.
You don't recognise them. And as you look into the water, you see these 3 scenes kind of come and go. You recognise the people in them. You recognise Ayaan-Jin, you recognise Silas, you recognise Torran, and you recognise that you're looking at their memories, desires, wants, something which is deeply personal to them. And there's a hollowness to it where you realise that you reach for something like that and you don't have it. What you're going to do for me, Rikh, is you are going to describe a scene for me. A scene of fear from your backstory. You are going to describe it, and Crest is not going to recognise it.
So looking down into the water, I think just for a moment his vision will be slightly obscured by a tear that he didn't realise he was making. And as he blinks back that tear, he will will see in front of him the inside of a room. Perhaps it might look a little like the inside of a temple. He might look down at himself, seeing his own blood staining his fingers. As he takes stock, looks around, you'll notice that around that room there's signs of damage, deliberate despoiling. There's something akin to a dais with a cradle upon it in the centre of the room. It's obvious that something should be there, was there, but instead it's missing. And there'd be an obvious sense of loss. Worse, as a woman, looking similar in some ways to Crest, same skin, same height, flowing whitish hair, staggering into the room herself, initially looking with fear at Crest, and then looking up at this cradle where the item or something was missing. Sadly sort of look over, and worse, at least for Crest, she looks at him with disappointment. I'm not sure why, but he'd feel that loss very, very keenly indeed. Blink back those tears again before the image would fade.
Okay. Rikh, you have a choice. You can either roll me a percentile, and on a 100, something will happen. Or you can expend 5 of your dawn dice in exchange.
Well, that's an easy choice. Sorry, guys.
Do it.
Okay, so you spend 5 of your dawn dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Whoa, you don't get them, Yaz. Whoa, I'm just watching her number get bigger and bigger.
That is how it works.
Oh, okay, no,
No,
she
yeah,
genuinely
not
doesn't.
on
Every
this
dawn dice we
occasion.
spend,
Okay.
she gets one.
Not on this occasion. So this is a one kind of outlier which wasn't in the rules predefined. Because I'm asking you to spend them, they will be out of play.
Okay.
Okay? Just on this one particular occasion.
Mm-hmm.
Something clicks. And it's seemingly unrelated to the scene that you have just witnessed. You don't recognise you recognise yourself, you know what you look like, but this other person in the scene, you don't recognise them, you don't recognise the location, you don't recognise anything. But it's clearly something to do with you. And you can grab onto those details as things that you perhaps associate with your own memories, but you don't have any kind of clear understanding of how they associate, okay?
Mm-hmm.
What you do grab at, however, as the vision fades, something stands out to you, and it's really odd because it's got nothing to do with this vision that you've just seen. As in your mind's eye, you quite literally envisage an eye. I'm just trying to find the description. It's a perfect orb, polished to perfection. And where the pupil, where the iris should be, there is some kind of a sapphire embedded, kind of flush and almost varnished and lacquered over. And it spins and spins and spins, a blue and white blur, until it stops with the eye looking into yours. And let me see. That is what you get for your 5 dawn dice.
This is seen in the water, yes?
Yeah, you see it in the water, like as the vision fades in your mind's eye, something almost clicks, and you just see in your head. Sorry, not in the water.
Yeah.
This is as the vision fades, something clicks, and then in your head you can almost picture it perfectly as you close your eyes.
He'll try and hold on to the image. He's not much of an artist, but given supplies, he might try and draw that later.
You remember it perfectly. You know exactly what this looked like. You know the exact details of it, as I described. Okay.
Thank you.
And you would know for certain that this is certainly something to do with you, and certainly something to do with why you exist. A part of it. It's a piece of the puzzle. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. As you're... Yeah. So you have these visions, and they fade away. You're all left staring into the water for a moment, having witnessed each other, and as you kind of turn to your left and turn to your right, you can see that the crew members who are over the side of the ship themselves, they also, in kind of clustered groups, they appear to be watching something in the water as a group.
So we did see each other's visions.
Yes, you saw.
Yes,
So
okay.
imagine you're all in kind of clumped groups. You've naturally kind of clumped together. Other people have clumped together in different groups, but maybe of like 4 or 5, where you're just kind of clustered around the rails, where people kind of gather in conversation, trying to like figure out what's going on. And then all of your attention is being drawn to the water as these images play out on the flat mirror surface of the sea, and you are all able to see each other's. So if you kind of stood up and walked over to another crew member and kind of stood at their shoulder, you would be able to see what is happening on the sea. It's like a projection on the sea surface almost.
Yeah.
Has everything gone very quiet with this?
There is some chatter. So in terms of nature is quiet. There is no wind, there is no lapping of waves, there is no creaking of the boat, because the boat isn't moving. There is no disturbance in nature. From the people, from the crew, there is disturbance. People are exclaiming, shock, awe, longing, want, a couple of yelps of fear as they look into the sea around.
I think that Crest, somewhat moved by this himself, will begin a low song. Maybe not quite sure where it's coming from, but just about the depths of the sea, and how it affects the lives of those who live upon it. It might be a song that he's maybe heard before. He won't necessarily know where it's come from, but if it comes to the fore, he will clearly, as almost a counterpoint to the mood.
Yeah, it's this kind of song where you know the beat. The beat is almost in your soul, in your heart, and you're beating. You can feel the beat. You know the beat. You know the melody, but the words are almost like listen to a tuned out radio.
Yes.
Some of the words you're like
He's almost humming it as much as anything.
Yeah, you're getting maybe like, I just want to say about 20% of the words are kind of falling in naturally, but the rest of it's just like like humming.
Yeah. Yeah, very much so.
Is this a well-known song that he's trying to sing, or is it something that wouldn't be known?
Would both Silas and Torran roll a knowledge nautical? You got knowledge nautical?
I don't
There
think
isn't
it's
really knowledge,
knowledge,
skills, per se.
yeah.
Nature.
it'd be history or nature or religion.
Insight?
Religion.
I mean,
perhaps.
arcana maybe, but
No, it's more of a
or just a general
Nature would be
intelligence check.
closest then.
General intelligence, yeah, maybe.
I mean, they're both the same for me, but
Well, yeah.
I'm gonna say, give me a second, I don't have a sheet in front of me, which is annoying. I want you to make me a history charisma check.
oh,
I like it.
interesting.
Inventive.
So roll a.
The bonus
so
would be the same either way for me. So
Yeah, there we go. It's fine. It's fine.
It's different for me, but it doesn't matter. Can we just get another dawn dice put on there, please?
Oh, you lucky bastard.
That is a natty 20 off for
He
me.
just rolled a 20.
Yeah.
and I got
Nice.
I got a 15 plus 2 for a 17. So
Okay, with a 20 and a 17, you would recognise this song. You recognise it. You've heard it before. Possibly not frequently. It's not like a very frequent or popular or common sea shanty of a type. But it certainly has that kind of rhythm where you recognise it. And it's something where you're kind of like also the same. You're kind of like, oh yeah, I know kind of 20% of the words, and the rest of it's kind of the beat and the humming.
we've seen Crest like singing it and kind of muddling the words a little bit, having a little bit of trouble. I'm just gonna start singing along.
What I would say, however, is let me just double check something, because there might be something else to this which you would learn. Let me see. Just got to scroll through 30 odd pages to your backstories. Nope, not that one. It is, I think, it's safe to say for both of you, you recognise this, but it is old. It is quite old. Not historic or ancient, but it is quite an old one.
Something Grandpappy Sailor used to sing whilst he sat in his wicker chair at the back of the boat on a long voyage.
Not
when people would ask,
necessarily.
what's that crazy old coot singing?
No, not specifically that. You both know that sea shanties are passed down through generation after generation after generation. They are forever relevant because the sea is always changing and always the kind of that same environment. So sea shanties don't ever like go out of fashion or go out of old, but go out of style rather. It's not like modern pop songs, you know, when someone's got a chart-topping hit one week and the next week you've never heard of it before. It's more of a traditional song.
I'm basically just gonna sing along and just kind of be very noticeably doing so, just almost kind of encouraging like everybody to kind of pay attention and maybe get a few others that maybe recognise it as well to just kind of join in.
Question is Silas a good singer, or does he just think he is?
No.
Well, let's find out, shall we?
Charisma check, off you
Depends on
go.
how much drink. Depends on how much drink he's got in him at the time.
Today he is decidedly average for a 9 plus 2 for an 11.
That sums up your life, doesn't it? Decidedly average.
Story of my life.
There once was a ship that went to sea, and the name of the ship was a Billy O.T.
Yeah.
God. Yeah. So you would both kind of recognise this as a traditional sea shanty. It's one of those
I'm
which
not
is
trying
kind
to
of
like be good. I'm just kind of like
Yeah.
trying to kind of just like almost like the morale boost that I know that this is gonna cause.
Yeah, okay. So you're able to kind of sing along with Crest and harmonise a little bit, and neither of you know all the words. You know, so it's a bit like a you know.
Which is why I'm
you're
hoping
kind
that a
of-
few more people are going to join in.
Okay.
Torran, when the visions fade, is going to wrap his knuckles on the side, say something in Aquan, and just spit over the side, and then go find the captain.
Very saucy. Okay. So deal with Crest and Silas first. You are singing, and you kind of don't get many joiners to the party. it's kind of people are very much focused on what's happening over the side of the ship. You know, they recognise you seeing. You get a couple of glances and a couple of like, oh, okay, oh yeah, I'm feeling the vibe, but you don't get anyone kind of joining you. Everyone is far too interested and invested in what they are seeing reflected back at them. So before I move on to Torran, what's Ayaan-Jin doing?
I think Ayaan-Jin would be gripping the rail quite hard. I think his knuckles would be quite white, which is quite impressive seeing as he has blue-green skin, but I think his knuckles would be quite pale. Digging his slightly longer nails into the side of the rail and just staring into the water even after the vision has faded and still grinding his teeth. But his mind is now wandering to the events that followed the vision.
Okay.
A very unsatisfactory set of events.
Okay.
And he'd just remain at the rail for that moment.
Okay. Excellent. So, Torran, you head over to the captain. And as you head over to the captain, would you please like to make me a perception check without using your baseline? At
Ooh,
disadvantage.
without my baseline. Oh god.
Yeah.
Retro.
I'm spending dust to impose disadvantage on that.
Okay, fine. You didn't need to.
Well, I did, so.
You have a choice. You have a choice of a 4 or a 5, so a total of a 7 or an 8. I'll let you pick. Fair enough.
Okay. So, as you walk over to the captain, you can see that he is also leaning over the side. His big kind of paw-like hands gripping the railing as he leans over. Clearly, he's watching intently. And you don't get this kind of feeling of longing from him. It doesn't seem to you that he's perhaps seeing something that he's particularly kind of emotionally invested in any sort of way, both positive and negative. It just appears, for all intents and purposes, to you that he is just watching something which happened. And he draws back as you approach, and you can see the tail end of the vision, kind of like just the very, very ends of it. And you don't get much detail because it's almost kind of like rippling and warping out of focus. But you get the impression that whatever the vision was, there was a heck of a lot of white involved. A lot of white. And maybe some accents of teal, but you're not really sure. And as you approach, the captain turns to you.
We need to get back to the shallows now. I'm just addressing him very bluntly at this point.
I think we need to leave here rather than head back there. And the only way we're leaving here is by sea.
Do you intend to use the oars to get us all the way out of the range of this island or whatever cursed waters we're in? Because I see no wind.
So that's what it takes.
Well, then you best get your boys getting rowing then. Because right now it looks like half of them are about ready to jump in the damn water.
He draws himself back, and you can feel that there is that distinct kind of. The captain is obviously very used to. He is a captain. He is used to people speaking to him with respect, and your tone and your conduct has clearly rubbed him a little the wrong way. You would say. He clearly kind of draws back, and there's that expression in his face that he looks like he wants to say something, possibly something not very pleasant, but he looks like he wants to say something. But he almost kind of pulls back, and listening to your words, he acknowledges that there is some basis to them. It's not just superstition. He feels like there is some basis to what you're saying. Clearly. And he looks at all of his crew and he shouts, "Oi! Back off the edge! Now! And he doesn't have to shout loud for his voice to carry in this stillness. And you see that some of the crew are a bit more reluctant than others. Some of them pull away very quickly, and you imagine that they've probably seen something not very nice to them. Other crew members pull back with restraint. People like Alara pull back with restraint, clearly disengaging at the order, pulling back, stepping away from the edge, and they're the kind of people who also go ahead, like step forward and pull the people who aren't moving off the edge, just grab them by the shoulder and yank them back, break the vision, as everyone pulls back off the edge of the ship and turns to face him, just kind of looking and waiting. And he steels himself for a minute, looks down at you where you're stood beside him, and stares at you.
I'm holding his gaze. I'm adamant that we do not want to be in open waters. Like, I'm not saying anything, but I'm holding his stare.
Okay.
I think Ayaan would walk up, seeing this exchange, and perhaps offer a little understanding from both perspectives, but he would say, well, my friends, it is true that when we were out in the waters we seemed to be a shipwreck and get thrown out of the boat, but yet the boat is here, and it is true that there is no wind. There are very strange things on the island. I mean, lilac water is not... It's not something that I am used to seeing. There is some kind of haze that seems to cover the whole of this place, as if it were under some kind of a huge shell or something, which is definitely not normal. I would suggest to urge caution, but at the same time we don't want to find ourselves on the beach fighting these things, whatever they are, if they come back. I don't know what the answers are, but I think that this is something that should be very carefully considered. I'm not sure that whatever this is going to allow us to leave if we try. But if you want to try, well, okay. I just don't think it is going to be that easy. There's something else very strange going on here. And he sort of nods at Torran and does the palms up shrug thing to the captain.
Okay. So I think it's fair to say at this point Silas and Crest would have stopped singing, kind of taking in the situation and the order being barked. Is there anything that the pair of you are doing?
If this exchange is happening, obviously it's going to draw attention. Like the captain's having a stare down, so so I'm just going to kind of saunter over and it's like, Captain, in the name of prudence, maybe it may be of benefit to we don't know why or how we are here, so maybe it may be in our best interest to maybe try and ascertain a little more information as to why we are here, and it may improve our chances of a more rapid exodus.
I think
Just my 2 cents.
I think that if you're going over to speak to the captain, I think Crest is going to be doing literally the opposite of trying to get some attention, because he still doesn't know what the hell's going on, and he's going to try and find himself a nice convenient shadowy spot to not be seen again.
Brave Sir Robin.
Oh, my second eyeball is never leaving your position at any point.
Fair.
That's some disturbing connotations. Okay.
Always keeping
That's
one
right,
eye
play
on
dice
what
with that way
everybody...
later.
Yeah, it's literally what I do. It's like I literally keep one eye on everybody.
Is somebody reversing somewhere?
Sorry, that was mine. My God.
I was going to say, is that just me?
No, it's Gus's new chair. It's got reversing sensors.
The boat is reversing. This boat is.
No, it does vibrate though.
Oh my god! Of course it does.
God. That sounds like one for your OnlyFans, Gus. We don't want to see it.
Warning, this Gus.
That was a feature that was not advertised when I ordered it though.
I just gonna say, look, I agree. We need to be out of these godless waters, but it wasn't a normal storm that brought us here.
Okay.
Well, we washed up here for a reason. Apparently it was a shipwreck, but the ship is still here. I'd say that is a very major point to consider.
So what I will say to that point is you were obviously not aware of the fate of the ship when you washed up. You were washed overboard. There wasn't a wreck that you were involved in. You were washed overboard.
Okay. Ian wouldn't know that. He'd probably just assume that everything was going down.
You see the captain kind of step away from you, and he turns to look at the island. He turns to look ahead of him, as he does so, and he seems to consider. He nods. Almost to himself. Fine. I'll humour you for now. We will attempt to go back. But I want my ship out of these waters. I don't want it near that island for long. If we go back, you look for whatever you think might help. I'll give you a couple of hours. I have obligation to bring you to Valthora. I don't have obligation to put the lives of my crew at risk doing that.
Honestly, Captain,
I don't think that we would want to put anybody at risk, Captain. And as you are the captain of this vessel, we will go with whatever it is that you want us to do.
But right now we have no heading. And the only landmark that I can see for miles around is that island.
So I would say, so if you want to make me a perception check, Mike, you can use your baseline for this. Or actually, no, sorry, a wisdom check. Let's just make me a wisdom check.
I believe that is a 15 for a 15.
15 for a 15. So you're absolutely right in saying that the only thing that you can see for miles around is the island. However, you also know that there is almost a encapsulation, this dome around the island, and it is something that you can see ahead of you.
Yeah.
There is a dome, which is, as far as you can see, it's curving, and as you look out, to the left hand side, you can see it curves. It definitely curves around the entire island.
So it's like a sphere, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a dome. It's like a... Yep.
How far away is it?
It's not that far. You are about halfway between the island shore and the dome. This isn't sprawling, it's not massive. It's almost like a cloche.
I mean, in feet, how far would you say?
In feet,
couple hundred?
Nautical miles.
I'd say you'd probably think it's about, I don't know, 2 or 3 miles away.
No, okay, never mind. So, I'm at the point where Torran's tempted to just say, "Watch this," and swim to it. Just jump in the water and swim to it. But
you get grappled by a giant jellyfish.
Yeah, I figured that was something like that might happen. And I'll point out to the captain as well, it's like, that dome, what happens when this ship touches it?
Well, I don't know, but it's the only way back to open water.
Well, the only way to test that would be to sail up towards it and stick a pole out and see what happens. I certainly wouldn't be looking at sailing the ship straight into it. I don't think that is a good idea. We don't really know what it is, but it is something.
How long to get us back to the mainland? To mainland. How long to get us back to the island? Like, I'm not asking that question out loud. Torran's just looking at the crew, state of the ship, and then how far away the island is.
2 or
It's going to be a while if they're rowing.
well, yeah. If you're rowing 2 or 3 miles,
It's a big ship.
it's gonna be a while. You were rowing for a decent amount of time to get out of the shallows.
Anyone got gust of wind?
No, but the galley has a ample supply of beans.
I was waiting for someone to make the beans joke.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's head back to the island then. Let's figure out if we can figure out how to break the damn curse on this place. Or at the very least, create a hole in that dome that we can leave through.
Okay.
I think a reluctant voice will pop up from nearby. He doesn't want to get involved, but how do you know we cannot leave? And then all of a sudden he'll realise he's spoken out loud and again try not to catch the captain's eye.
You fail.
Well, that is my point. We haven't actually tested it. But I would take an educated guess that you probably can't just sail through it. We are here for a reason, or whatever that reason is, I don't know. But you could test it before we go back to see what it's, I don't know, maybe what it is made of, what it does if something does touch it. Is it a hard shell? Does it evaporate something? I don't know. I don't know what it is. It looks quite magical in nature, very strange.
I, for one, do not want to return to the island.
Oh, you've not got a choice in this, Crest. You're coming with us.
Yeah, I kind of loved that.
Do I have a choice?
Also, Silas, you're coming with us. You can spare me him at least, can't you? I'll go look at the captain.
Gladly.
Does the ship have small boats, like
Silas would like a
rowboats,
long rest.
aboard?
Strangely enough, no. You would expect
Right,
that there might be 1 or 2, but no.
But it probably got fucked up by the tentacle.
Yeah, probably. It probably smashed to smithereens.
It wasn't the only one.
Probably used them to repair the deck boards. I haven't got... What's my swim speed? It's not going to be that far. It's a couple of miles, no.
I don't know about any of the rest of you, but I'm in no fit state to be heading into danger right now.
We'll need supplies.
No, I would agree with you. We could all do with a bit of a rest or something. Yeah. I will be guided with whatever you guys want to do. I will help where I can, but
I say put her in the shallows. Douse the lamps. Keep it dark. And let's have a watch rotation. In fact, is the sun going down? Like, what time of day is it actually? We've been travelling and fighting because we were travelling for a whole day, and we got to the ship and we fought, and now we've been sailing for a few hours. As the sun
Well, the sun was going down. I believe the sun was going down as we got to the ship.
I think
by
it
this
was
point
dusk,
it
yes.
probably would be dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It was Duskbound. Sorry. Go on.
so in the time that it's taken you to get to this kind of halfway point between land and dome, let's say, it has settled dark, but it isn't dark as in terms of like night at sea dark. There is a strange, you can't see the moon, but there is a strange, almost like lilac-y, purpley kind of glow, like a gloom. It's
What, like Like an aurora glow
No,
type thing?
no. It's coming through the dome. It's like the entire sky as you look up and the inside of this dome that covers the island. There isn't a single point which says to you, the moon is here. It's this weird kind of lilac-y dim glow that suffuses the sky. It's not truly dark.
Right. Well, we have some kind of light that we can work with. If it's not going to go fully dark, then this is what we have. I would expect it to be fully dark by now.
Can everyone please make me a perception check, please? Using your base with your baseline, yep.
Okay. Yeah, I can.
And I will expend. No, I won't. Sorry, because it's baseline. Never mind.
Crest has rolled a 16 plus 4 for
16.
a dirty 20.
Dirty 20, nice.
I'm on baseline of 13.
13, okay.
I'm trying to find my baseline. I can't even find where it is.
It's your
passive
passive perception
Where is that on the sheet?
on the right
I
hand
think it's
side.
10 plus your perception score.
I can't even see it.
So what's your perception bonus?
I've no idea.
Skills on the left hand side.
It's 2, but there must be a box for it.
There kind of is. If you look right.
Oh, I've got
Yeah.
it. I've got it. Perception, wisdom 12 under senses. I've got it. Right. Okay, so that is an 11. So it will take my base of 12.
Okay, and Gus,
And I will go for a 17 plus 5 for a 23.
23, very
20,
nice.
22, because I can't add.
22. Mike is apparently losing initiative with a cat.
Yeah, I am. I'm using my baseline of 13.
13. So we've got a 22, dirty 20, 13, and a 12. Okay. So both Silas and Crest, as this conversation is ongoing, as Torran is still kind of standing up to the captain, kind of putting his ideas forwards and almost kind of challenging authority a little bit here. And Ayaan-Jin is trying to kind of be the intermediary and kind of like, a little bit wishy-washy.
Hey, Torran, that's my job.
Both Silas and Crest, you notice that, I mean, everyone's attention is focused on this exchange. And there is tension building because the crew are very loyal to their captain. They're here to escort Torran and Ayaan-Jin, and now Torran is being a little bit abrasive. The captain is getting a little bit standoffish. There is a little bit of conflict brewing. And the pair of you kind of, I imagine Crest trying not to be noticed because he doesn't want to be seen by the captain, and Silas trying not to be noticed because he doesn't want to be noticed either. Just skulking. The pair of you, as you stand there is a slight rolling sound. A roll. And as you stand there side by side, perhaps discussing anything but the situation in front of you and going, oh, it's nice weather, isn't it? Into the toe of your boot, Silas, a loose cannonball rolls from the bow. So rolling bow side, rolling back down to you. And it's at that moment you realise that you look around. You're moving backwards.
The whole ship, I presume.
Oh,
The whole ship, yeah. Very, very slowly, but steadily. You are moving backwards towards the island. Rear end first.
Captain, I don't mean to alarm you.
What is
I
it, boy?
I believe we are heading back to the island regardless of whatever decision we may be making. The ship is moving.
Okay. Would anyone like to investigate why the ship is moving?
Yeah. Torran's going to run to the edge.
Yeah, I think everybody would if that's been said, yeah.
Yeah. there is this moment where everyone kind of pauses in the tension escalating, and the captain looks at you like you have been drinking heavily again. And then he looks around. You know, you can see the words bubbling in his throat, the bollocking you are about to receive already brewing. And he looks around, and there's a visible pause as he squints slightly, and he kind of bites his comment back. Boy's right. We are moving. Why? Someone go take a look. And the crew begin to scatter. They are looking for any reason why they might be moving. The sea around you is still mirror-like and calm. And could everyone please make me an investigation check?
Before I do that for Crest, I think the method in which investigations take place might be relevant. And I think
Yes, sorry, yeah.
he'll shrug and dive overboard to see if anything's pulling the ship from under the water.
Okay, interesting. So you can keep those rolls if you've
God.
made them already. You can keep those
Man
rolls.
overboard!
But I would like you to describe when you tell me the score exactly what you're doing. Okay. So, if everyone's made those investigation checks, I know what Crest is doing. Do you want to tell me the score then, Rikh?
Just rolled a 12 plus 4 for 16.
16. Okay, excellent. Silas.
I'll be heading straight to the stern of the ship and basically looking down like near the rudder.
Okay. And the score?
Oh, I haven't actually rolled. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. It's 6 plus 5 for an 11.
11. Okay. Ayaan-Jin?
Ayaan-Jin would see Silas go to the stern, and he would automatically go to the bow. And he will look in the other direction. He will also look down towards the water in front of the bow as well to see if anything is being pushed
Okay.
rather than pulled.
Very nice. And Torran?
Torran is too busy trying to convince the captain that this is a good thing, because he rolled a natty 1. Give yourself a dust dice.
Oh!
Thank you very much. Okay. You are continuing to try and convince the captain. The captain is very much not listening to you at this point. He's got bigger fish to fry. So, starting off with Ayaan-Jin, you rolled a... Just refresh me.
I rolled an 8 minus 1 for investigation for a whole 7.
Excellent. You go to the bow of the ship and you look down and you cannot see anything. You see the water. It is perfectly still. It flows back as the ship is very, very slowly moving backwards. It flows back to fill... You know, it's not like jelly. It's not solid. You know, you don't get a gap. But it is flat. At the stern, with Silas, you rolled a 11?
11, yeah.
Yeah. You look down towards the rudder and you cannot see anything above the waterline that would indicate something happening. Yeah. Crest, you dive over the side with a 16. As you hit the water, you break all the bones in your body and you die. No, you don't. You hit.
Surely everyone would hear the splash.
Or the crunch, apparently.
Everyone hears a splash. No, you dive into the water and it is really, really strange because water is supposed to be fluid. It's supposed to be moving. And you dive into it and it is perfectly still. Perfectly still. Do you have dark vision?
Yes.
Okay.
He says with confidence, but not knowing 1 second.
I think you do, but...
I want to say yes, but I can't see on my sheet at the moment. Yes. No, I don't, actually. I don't have dark vision, no.
Okay.
But presumably Crest wouldn't know that until he jumped overboard anyway.
What, that you
I'm
didn't have dark
imagining...
vision?
Yeah, because he wouldn't necessarily know whether he has or hasn't if he can't remember his past.
I suppose so.
Kind of thinking this is Moana, where Maui keeps throwing Moana overboard and the sea just keeps putting her back on the boat.
Okay.
Chris jumps off.
So you jump over the side of the ship. You hit the water. You slide into the water. You don't break all your bones and die. You slide into the water. And could you please make me an active perception check?
Okay, I'm
So-
an idiot. Yes, I have dark vision. Do
Okay.
Okay, I just
Okay, that's fine.
properly.
With dark vision, you don't need to make this.
Okay.
It's fine. I was just giving you the chance to try and see if you could see anything. But with
Amazing.
dark vision, you're fine. With your dark vision, as you orientate yourself in the water, you know you're used to water being fairly water-like and buoyant, and pushing you around and moving. You have to really struggle to keep treading water. You really struggle. It feels like the water is almost frozen. There's no flow, there's no movement, there's no buoyancy, and you have to constantly exert effort to keep yourself floating and not just sinking like a rock to the bottom. But as you look back towards the island underwater, you can see, and you wouldn't have seen it first of all. You didn't see this the first time around, but you can see almost like a creeping darkness along the seafloor. Like there is almost like a yawning pit opening up and spreading towards the ship.
A darkness. Okay. I think that it'd be amazing how quickly that he can reach the surface and start yelling that there's a darkness coming.
Yeah. And what I will say, everyone aboard, as soon as you hear that splash and the water surface is disrupted, there is a somewhat brief gust of wind that picks up. You see the sails twitch as they begin to billow slightly, but as soon as that water closes over Crest and it goes to that mirror shiny glass-like surface, it stops.
Oh.
And as Crest re-emerges and you hear the sound of like a splash as he re-emerges out of this and begins to move his arms to swim and whatnot, there is again a returning gust of wind, and as he flaps his arms and moves and moves and moves, the wind fills the sail slightly and this ship begins to not creep forwards but halt in its retreat.
Oh. Would we have worked that out? Ooh.
All I'm thinking now
I think
is
immediately
we get a rope, we tie Silas to the end of it, and then basically we just lever him in and out of the water. Keep disturbing the water so that the wind picks up. Like a biscuit in a cup of tea, just...
Until he goes soggy and drops off. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But, we got plenty of crew.
Not quite my idea of teabagging, but
oh dear.
Chris doesn't know what you're talking about. You had to explain that in more detail.
And can I...
I think with...
No, you go ahead. Go ahead for a
I'll
minute.
tell you when you're older.
Please feel free not to.
I think when the splash happens and people become aware of the splash, I would imagine that a number of the crew kind of yell, that kind of man overboard fashion and run to this side that he's gone over.
Yeah?
You would naturally attempt to start throwing some kind of buoy on a rope or certainly a rope down to try and... Not a literal buoy. Here, come here, lad. Let's chuck you over.
Yeah, buoy and a rope definitely.
Give me your
got me,
legs.
yeah.
Would it
Yeah.
be fair to say that the sails were billowing while we were rowing, and then when we stopped, the sails stopped?
So, what happened is you rowed out because you were in the shallows. You were in the shallows, so you rowed out. There wasn't much wind coming over the island, so you had to row out to manoeuvre yourself around and get out. As soon as the wind became a viable option, the order came to retreat the oars and come up above deck and pull down the sails. And they caught for a little bit, and then they eventually went soft and they stopped catching the wind. I don't think there's necessarily a correlation, because you would have drawn the oars in and the sails would have caught some wind in between you kind of moving
we still would
back.
have had some forward momentum though, wouldn't we, at that point?
Yeah, quite possibly, but
Not for long.
not
Water's
for
pretty
long.
big and heavy and dense.
Yeah, it's not like you. It's almost like. So what I will say is this point you were halfway between the island and the dome, like almost exactly when this happened.
I'm going to
Excuse
run
me?
over to the
I
side.
would imagine that.
Very important, some darkness is coming.
What do you see?
I think the first thing that.
It's very dark down there. It's getting closer. Someone throw me a rope,
Grab the rope.
please.
Grab the rope. It's already down. Grab the rope. It's hanging there.
Look at that. Yes. And he,
Everybody haul him in. Haul him up quickly.
I
Get
think
him
he'll
out of the
splash
water.
over to it and wait to be hauled up.
And as you splash over to it, this wind is still filling the sail slightly, and there is a definite halt in that backwards pull.
Oh, so it's not an onshore wind. The wind's going offshore.
Yes.
Yes.
So the gust of wind is coming offshore.
Yes.
Okay.
Crest, being the only one not on the boat, will be focused more on the oncoming darkness.
Yeah.
Why did you jump overboard? What is happening? Why did you do that? You gave us quite the fright.
To have a look.
To have a look at what?
Whatever the hell it is pulling this boat.
Want you
Well, what is it? Can you see anything?
It's black, it's big, it's coming closer. Let us not be here.
It is coming closer from which direction?
Good question, yes?
From the island.
From the land?
Oh, it is coming out towards the boat from the land.
Yes.
Can you
up
tell what
sails,
it is?
Oars out, something.
What is it? You're just describing it as a darkness. You're going to have to give us more than that.
Yes, give us solutions, not problems.
Yes. Solutions. We could go away from the large black thing. And
To
let
where?
us not be here. Away from the large black thing. Are you really sailors, or do you not know how to move this boat?
I'm assuming that the captain will be with us by this point because somebody's gone overboard. So
Oh, shit.
I'm assuming he'll come and.
Yeah, I mean,
Before
what I will
Crest
say
can run
is-
away, I'm just going to grab his scruff and pull him back again. Just a gentle
So
guide
what I will
yourself. Not this time.
So what I will say is there wasn't a massive rush to go and attend to the person who jumped overboard, which was in fact Crest. There wasn't a massive rush to do it. You were
Fuck,
probably
does nobody read the safety manual? Jesus Christ.
you were probably the only person rushing.
I was.
But the captain would have come over and would have approached. And as Crest is grabbed and stopped from running away, he reaches you and he looks down. What did you see? Tell me exactly.
Hello, sir. There's a large black thing in the water. It is coming towards us from the island that way, and he'll be pointing. I've told these people we should move away, but they're not listening to me. I am sorry.
So what I will say is, when I say blackness, it would appear to you, it's probably my description lacking here, it would appear to you as almost like a inky kind of black, almost like void, like travelling over the floor, over the sea floor, and pushing out towards you. Almost kind of growing, and it's not
Over the
like a
seabed.
physical thing moving. It is like the seabed is almost kind of being overtaken, and it's kind of almost, you can't see the entirety of it because it appears to be very, 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 very large and kind of moving, advancing slowly and steadily.
Yes, like that. It is like, think of it like a shadow, just more and all over the floor. And
It's like an inky
this
pool.
way. It is made of black. I do not know how else to explain this. You could stick your own head down there. I can take you if you need a better explanation. Torran, you come with me. I show you.
It kind of sounds like time
It's
is
not
of
it.
the essence here.
Oh, god damn it. Right, come on then. Let's go have a look.
Well, I can swim.
Okay.
I'm a triton, so if somebody wants me to go, I can go.
I'm going to reach out to Ayaan-Jin and Tonic and present like the hilt of my scimitar and say, "Can you light this?"
I'm afraid I cannot. I'm very sorry. I would if I could, but I am not able. I feel that my natural energies have been completely expended.
I think may not be quite what you're after, but I think that Crest will reach out and just make it glow gently. It's an illusion. It's not actually going to give any help, but it's going to be light for you.
Can I tell it's not going to be good enough for underwater?
How good is your illusion?
It's a minor illusion. It's a cantrip. It ain't doing very much.
No, but as an illusion, how good is it as an illusion?
I mean, probably very good. I mean, this is what something that you can do.
It looks like it's lit up, but it just doesn't cast any actual light.
This is exactly it. And if you want to get into this
Yeah.
mechanical chat at some point, we can do that. But maybe
No,
the
I'm
way
just
to skip-
thinking. I'm going to ask Mike for an Arcana check to see if he kind of understands that you've made it look like it's glowing, but it's not actually glowing.
That's a 15 total.
Yeah, you get it.
Right, and just with that, you go right. Be right back, and just jump over the side himself.
And
Okay.
Crest will
Dive into the
shrug
water.
and jump in next to him.
Yeah, you
Well, I
make
was
a
going to offer him my rapier, but never mind.
You're too thick.
Well, Ayaan would naturally go over the side. It's one of his natural habitats, so he would naturally go over the side.
All three of you jump over the side of the ship. You land in the water, and there is a larger disturbance. And aboard, Silas, as the only one left of this quartet aboard, stood by the captain as three of them have just lobbed themselves off the side of the ship. You can freely observe that there is where Crest was moving and obviously creating a disturbance, there was a slight uptick of wind. Where three of them have just landed and splashed and created a bigger disturbance, the wind is greater. The sails appear to bellow a little bit more, and instead of slipping backwards or rather holding position, there appears to be a slight forward gain. The three of you, as you land in the water, and you both Ayaan-Jin and Torran experience this this kind of still water where you start sinking and you actually have to make an effort to stay afloat. Crest will keep the score, that's fine, you've already seen it, you know what you're looking for. But both of you, can you please make me a fresh investigation check?
I'm going to point in the direction for them to at least show them roughly where they're looking for.
Yeah.
Now try and roll over a 10 this time. That'd be useful.
You're right, Gus.
God.
You look like you're in pain.
Sorry, it's Mike's fault.
I don't doubt that.
Usually is. I got a dirty 20, so I got 16 plus 4 for 20. That's better than my last
Dirty 20?
investigation check. Yeah.
Okay. And Ayaan-Jin?
Ayaan is 16 minus 1 for a 15.
15, okay. With a 15, you're able to peer into... Wait, have either of you, both of you got dark vision? Important question.
Yes.
Yes?
No, but is the rapier light enough for me to be able to use it?
Surprisingly enough, no.
Okay. Do you want it at disadvantage then?
Please.
Cool. You can have a 16 for a dirty 20.
Crest, you would notice this first. It's gotten closer. Both Ayaan-Jin and Torran, as you sink and you gain your bearings and you look around, you too can see this encroaching darkness, as Crest described it. However, Torran, you would recognise this a little bit better, having seen, as you dove underwater to fight the tentacles, the points of the seabed where they emerged.
Uh-oh. Back up to the top.
Okay. You make your way back up to the surface of the water. Is anyone going with him? Are you all going as a group? Do you see him kind of panic and just go, well, I'm getting out of the water then?
I'm amazed that Crest wasn't there first.
Crest probably was.
But yeah, he'd been pulling up Ayaan-Jin as well, just in case there's any delay. We don't want people going back down into that.
Okay. Excellent. And you kick back up to the surface of the water, you disturb it even more. Silas, again, you witness that the increased disturbance, after they sunk down, the water had mirrored over again, and the wind had dropped, and you'd begun to slip backwards once more. As they come to the surface and they disturb, as they kind of burst through and start scrabbling, and I imagine that Torran's probably making a lot of noise and disturbance as he's trying to get out of the water as quickly as possible. You again notice that the wind picks up and you start moving incrementally forwards again.
Captain, may I suggest that if we are contemplating the idea of somebody getting out and paddling, that I not be it?
Torran's shouting up saying, Captain, man the oars, get the cannons out. While scrabbling for the side of the ship.
And that's where we're going to leave it. If you enjoyed this episode and want to support the show, you can find us on Patreon, where you can access behind-the-scenes content. You can also join our Discord to chat with us, talk theories, and keep up with campaign news. Links to both are in the episode bio. The next episode will be out on Tuesday the 23rd of June. We hope to see you there. Until then, keep rolling.
Are you looking for a D&D podcast with a dark side? Something more like Game of Thrones and less like Monty Python? Tale of the Manticore is part dark fantasy audio drama, part solo D&D RPG. There's no plot armor here. The dice make all the important decisions. Join me as I resurrect the excitement, wonder, and emotion of old school D&D. Made for a mature audience, Tale of the Manticore is both a fiction and a game. It's the story where chaos rolls.